The age brackets, when when finding someone to be with. Really. Hello, I'm back. Welcome back, Kichi Kim. Hello again, Ted Panther. Thank you for being here. And okay, for today's video is about age brackets when finding someone to be with. Yes. So, wag na tayo magpaligoy-ligoy. Ba't ganun? So, when finding someone to be with and your age is already 60 and above, okay? Find someone not, not very far of your age, okay? So like for example, if your age is 60 and above, so find someone at least 15 to 20 years younger than you. Okay? If you are looking for a younger man or younger woman, right? So, yeah, 15 to 20 years age gaps only. Your relationship will become complicated if your age gaps very far. Uh, you know, like, yeah, very far to each other. Okay? Did I say correct English? Did I say uh, an English correctly? I hope you understand what I mean. So at least 15 to 20 years age gaps if your age is 60 and above. Okay? And also if you are in your 50s, same. At least 15 to 20 years age gaps only. And also in your 40s, same. Also in your 40s. Because mostly what happens if your age gaps very far, like they are too young, they are too young uh, of your age, okay, compared in your age. So what will happen is mostly the relationship will not work out. So, and nowadays, I noticed, especially the young at heart foreigners, okay, they cannot live without very young Filipinas. And nothing wrong with that. Okay, it's not really a problem if they are looking for a very young Filipinas. But nowadays, not only nowadays, even before, very young Filipinas and you're already 60 and above. Okay, very young Filipinas, they are not matured enough yet when it comes of relationship. They have changeable minds. Okay, so make sure you are ready of that. Okay, in case you are really looking for young Filipinas or very young Filipinas. Okay, make sure you are ready that even they are not matured enough yet when it comes of relationship, they have changeable minds. Uh, you should accept that because that's what you want, right? You're looking for a very young Filipinas and you're already 60 and above years old. So, what else? And like I said, sometimes very complicated if your relationship very far from each other. Okay, like so at least the age gaps, the minimum age gaps. Okay, age brackets. I mean, when finding someone to be with, at least 15 years, 15 to 20 years only, not 25, not 30, not 35, not 40 years age gaps because believe me, mostly uh, your relationship with that someone uh, will be complicated one day or someday. Okay, and younger, if you're looking for younger, like for example, you're already age, uh, what you call this, 60 or 65, and you're looking for a very young, like 18, 20 years old, or 25. So the age gap is very, very big age gaps. So, like I said, be um, be ready, okay? Accept if ever you found out that she's not matured enough yet when it comes to relationship. Um, she have changeable minds and childish behavior. Okay, just be ready because they're young. What do you expect? What do you expect from a single from a very young Filipinas, and you're already in your senior citizen age, right? So I'm just helping her. Okay. So and don't be too picky. Okay, don't be too picky. Also, this is mostly what happens. Why many foreigners who became a victims of bad Filipinas. Okay, because they're very picky. They are very picky. They are very choosy. Um, they cannot live. They cannot survive without very young Filipinas in their lives. So what happens? I never said that 100% of young Filipinas are bad, but mostly of all foreigners that are became victims of Filipina gold diggers, Filipina users, are those old foreigners who cannot live, or very picky, very choosy. Um, they're not really, they're not wise enough when finding someone to be with. Instead to find someone closer to their age, at least, like I said, 15 to 15 years age gaps only. So instead of to look of that, you're looking for a very young. So what do you expect from a very young Filipinas? Why they are looking for a very old foreigners, right? I never said 100%, but nowadays 95 to 98% of Filipinas, young Filipinas, very young Filipinas, why they are looking for very old foreigners? Because of money. Okay? Especially if they are jobless. They are young and jobless. So what do you expect from a young and jobless Filipinas? Why they are looking for an old foreigners? I'm talking about the reality in this world. Okay? But if you are unless you are looking for a child. Okay? So if you're looking for a child, then find a young Filipina, a kind of Filipina who have a good heart, a kind of young Filipinas who will not use you because of what you have. Okay? Be observant. That's why God put brain in our head so that we can think carefully. Okay? So always use your brain. And no matter what, I said this many times, that no matter what, never give everything. Never give your whole world. Okay? Because we never know what happens next or tomorrow. We never know what happens today. You cannot buy true love in this world. You cannot buy true love. Even you'll give everything to her, to your partner, if they're just using you, pretending that they care, pretending she cares about you, she care about you, pretending she loves you, she's pretending. Okay, that's why there's a word pretending. So be observant, because if your Filipinas truly care about you, truly loves you, she's contented with what you can share to her or for her. Okay, so be observant and know the red flags. You should know what are the red flags. Okay, so yes. So if you're not really looking um, for a child, then find a kind of Filipinas who are closer to your age. Don't be too picky. Don't be too fussy. Okay, but the problem of some foreigners, they're only here in the Philippines for sex. Okay, for sex, and then yeah, like I said, it's not a problem, of sex. But if you're just looking for sex, if only sex, you don't have a plan to find a serious relationship or to find a girlfriend or a wife, then find a Filipino closer to your age. Why you need to find a young Filipinas for sex, just for sex, and then later on you'll go to Rapid Tulfo in action, complaining that your Filipinas, you are a victim of a Filipina, because you're not using your brain. Use your brain so that you will not become a victim here. Okay, so that you will not become a victim of young Filipinas. And there are also foreigners who are not yet in senior age, and they found also a kind of Filipina who are just using them, cheated on them, and then some of them, after giving everything, bye bye, and also be careful also that there are Filipinas that they are pregnant in someone else, in other men, and then because you are not what you call this, you're not using your brain. uh, you thought it's your baby, even it's not your baby. So make sure it's really your baby. That's why there's a DNA test. Okay, so if you're not so sure that the baby is not really yours, so yeah, DNA test can really help you. So what else? So don't be too picky if you're not really looking for a child. So just find, just find a Filipina closer to your age. Don't be too picky, okay? Don't be too picky, especially if you're already in your senior citizen age, okay? And because most of Filipinas who are, like for example, you are age 60 and above, and it's better to find a Filipinas who are in their 40s, okay? Who are already in their 40s. Because most of Filipinos who are already in their 40s and your age gaps is not really a problem, okay? It's only 15 to 20 years age gaps, at least to 18 to 20 for 20 years age gaps. Those Filipinas will really take care of you, will really love you forever. So don't be too picky. This is the problem. Most of foreigners are very picky, very choosy. Most of them, they become victims of bad Filipinas because for them, they feel young. They can feel young if they have young Filipinas. Okay, it's not a problem. Okay, but the problem is, what if the Filipinas, that very young Filipinos, are just choosing you, pretending they care about you, pretending they loves you. Okay, saying sometimes, I love you so much, I miss you so much, I cannot live without you. Sometimes it's only a lie. Sometimes it's only a drama, a tricks of Filipinas. Okay? The more you are helping them, the more you can hear that kind of sentences, that kind of wordings from Filipinas. Do you think it's true? I don't think it's true. Because even here in the Philippines, especially the city girls, okay, city girls, no young Filipinas um, wants to have or wants to marry an old Filipino who has no money. Okay? So always remember that. No young Filipinas or very young Filipinas wants to marry or wants to have an old Filipino boyfriend or Filipino husband if or who has no money. Okay, so always remember that. So don't be, age gap is so important when it comes of finding someone. Ay nako, gana naman. I'm allergic to English. So I'm just helping her, okay? Because until now, there are still foreigners who become victims of bad Filipinas. Okay? So I'm only helping her. Don't be too picky. Don't be too fussy when you are not only looking for a child. So if you are looking for a child, then find young Filipinas. Okay? But make sure that young Filipinas will not use you also because of your money. Okay? So, what else? Hello, Mike. Mike Buntag. Yeah, 9:30. So, yeah, I'm only helping her, okay? That age bracket, age when finding someone, make sure it's not really far from your age, okay? At least 15 to 20 years age gaps only, or younger than you, okay? If you're not really looking for a child, then find a Filipino closer to your age. Okay? And do not give everything. If you want to help, just only help enough for her needs. And it's not your obligation or responsibility to help their children or kids or to help their family. Teach them to find a job. If they're jobless, teach them, especially if they're still young. Teach them how to find a job so that they can help their children or kids or family, right? Or if they don't wanna if they don't wanna work, then they should invest, right? So that they can help. It's not your obligation. This is a problem sometimes because other foreigners thought if they will marry a Filipinas, it's also their obligation to help their kids, children, or family. No, it's not your obligation. It's their obligation. Okay? It's not your obligation. Let them, do not let them to use you so that you can support their kids, their children, or their family. Okay? Never let them to use you. That's why God put brain in our head so that we can use our brain or your brain carefully, right? So look at Dino in Manila. Many foreigners not only become broke, they also homeless because they give a lot, they trust a lot, they trusted a lot with their Filipinas. And what happened? They're not only broke, they become homeless. So if you don't want to become one of them, then be careful. Be careful. Okay? Do not believe the tricks, the dramas of other Filipinas like I like you so much, I love you so much, I miss you so much, I cannot live without you. Sometimes it's only a tricks. It's only a drama. Okay? Because you're helping them, right? So of course, they will act like they really care about you. They truly loves you. But in reality, it's not. The reality, they care the money or the money on your wallet or the money in your bank. Okay? So always remember, no young Filipinas will find an old Filipino or old foreigners who has no money. There's always money involved. Okay? Mostly, they're joining in a dating site so that they can find a foreigner. Okay? Why they are in the dating site and instead to find a job so to survive? Right? Unless they are working. So if they are working, they are young and working, so it's very rare that they will use the foreigners for money. Also working, right? But what do you expect from young jobless Filipinas? Why they are joining in any dating sites so that they can find foreigners? Money, right? Money, so that they can help their kids or their children, for single moms, or so that they can help their family. So if you don't want to become a victims of bad Filipinas, then use your brain. Okay? So many, like I said, especially in Manila, so many foreigners become a victim of bad Filipinas, broke and homeless. They can even buy a food for them. If you can watch the channel of Carrie Tasty Travels, Carrie Santos, De Los Santos, yeah. She have a YouTube channel, and also she have also Facebook page, and he's also doing a blog in his Facebook and also here in YouTube. And she's only 22 years old. She's a good Filipina, and she's helping not only the Filipinos who are homeless. She's also helping the foreigners who became victims of bad Filipinas, okay, and homeless, homeless foreigners. So you can watch his third channel, guys, if you want, if you're willing. Yeah, just watch. It can really help you so that you know. Do you think the Filipina users or Filipina gold diggers, they have conscience? No, they don't have conscience, guys. Believe me, they don't have conscience because they will never ever use any innocent people if they have conscience. Okay, and that's why I said, don't be too picky, don't be too fussy. Okay, if you're not looking for a child, please find a kind of Filipina closer to your age. Okay, and because mostly of Filipinos closer to your age, very rare that they're just using you because of what you have. But if you're picky, what do you expect? Like, like mainly in Mactan New Town, guys, 35 years age gaps, 30 years age gaps, 40 years age gaps. And yeah, one of foreigner, he's also YouTuber, okay? And I will not mention his name. He's not only providing the daily needs of her young Filipina, she's also paying the the studies of the school of her young Filipinas. Of course, um, for now, uh, her young Filipina still with him. But what if she finished school, she finished her studies, and she's already in his 70s, and the Filipina is only 27 or 28 years old? So I don't think that Filipina will stay with him forever. That's impossible. That's impossible, guys. So for now, for now, because the Filipina is only using him, right? And she's jobless. So what do you expect? Jobless Filipinas. What do you expect? Young and jobless. They will, like I said many times, no young or no very young Filipinas wants to have an old foreigners pretending they care about them, they truly loves them. Pretending, that's why there's a word pretending. Like a song. It's too late to stop pretending. Yeah. So just be observant, never give everything. So if you have a young Filipinas and she's contented with what you can share to him or to her, I mean, then be thankful. That's a blessing. She truly loves you. But if she's not contented, like I want this, I want that, buy me this, buy me that, that's a red flags. That's really a red flags. Okay, so I'm only helping here, okay? Because more my channel is more about relationships. So don't be hurt if I'm talking about the reality in this world, especially here in the Philippines, because I'm only helping. Okay? So it depends, it depends on you. It depends on you if you want to listen, if you want to follow my advice, okay? Because in Tagalog, lugi ka kapag nabiktima ka ng Pilipina, manggagamit na Pilipina. Okay? Lugi ka. Kasi nga, uh, money na eh. Pera mo na ang involved dyan eh. Okay? Pinaghirapan mo. Even let's say you are rich. You are rich foreigners. Okay? Or billionaire. Still not an excuse or acceptable that there are Filipinos who are only using you because of your money. Okay, that's why um, if you cannot live without young Filipinos, teach them to find a job or invest. Okay, they're still young, right? So if they don't want to work, then tell her to invest so that you can help each other's expenses, right? Not do not let your Filipina depend you all the time. Uh, her daily needs. It's not it's not right. Okay, so I hope this video can really help, um, so that you will not become. Okay, just be, just use your brain carefully, and don't, like I said, um, be observant. Just be observant, and when you found a Filipino, when you met a Filipino in the dating site, any dating site, and they're asking anything, where there's a money involved, that's a red flag. That's already a red flag. And unless if that Filipina is working. So if she's working, it's if she's working, very rare that she's just using you. Okay, so better to find a Filipina who is working. Okay, um, than to find a jobless Filipina, because mostly what happens after that, she's jobless. So yeah, even like I said, even you are rich or billionaire in your country, it's still not an excuse to, that there are Filipinas are just using you because of what you have. Okay, and it's not like I repeat, it's not your obligation if they have a child or children, or if they are supporting their family. It's not your obligation. Okay, it's not your obligation to support their kids, their children, or their family. Okay, it's their obligation. Okay, and the problem sometimes, was like they thought, some foreigners thought that when they marry a Filipina who have kids or children or supporting their family, they should support also their kids, children, or family. No, it's not. It's not your obligation. Never let or never allow your Filipinas just to use you, okay, so that you can support their uh, children, or family, okay, and yeah, that's it. It's not your obligation. It's the obligation of your Filipinas, not your obligation. Okay? Even you are already married with a Filipina, it's not your obligation to support their monthly uh, needs, or the daily needs of their kids, children, or family. Okay? So that's it. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope this video can help. And don't be upset, don't be mad because I'm talking about the reality here in the Philippines. I'm only helping, okay? So don't be upset or mad. And people people sometimes hates to hear the truth or reality in this world. Okay, so do not hate me because I'm my way. One of my channel is, one of the reason why, I create my YouTube channel is because I wanna help. Okay, I wanna help, and also to the foreigner, to the Filipinas never use. Okay, to all the Filipinas, I hope those Filipinas, young Filipinas, I hope you do not never use your foreigners, so that you can survive, okay, and so that you can help your kids, your children, or your family. Never use them. Find a job, or if you don't want to find a job, you don't want to work, then invest. Okay, uh, never use your foreigners, so that you can survive, or so that you can help your family or your children. It's not, right. Okay, and also to the foreigners, teach your Filipinas not to become lazy. Okay, um, yeah, if they don't want to work, then uh, you should invest so that you can help each other, your daily expenses. What else? Okay. So, I'm allergic to English. Every time I'm talking English, or every time I speak English here in my stream, I have a runny nose. Okay, that's it. See you again my next live stream, maybe later or not later, maybe tomorrow. Okay. So Ted Panther and also my silent supporters, thank you so much. Okay, and okay, be safe. Take care always. God bless you all and your family. And see you again my next live stream later or tomorrow. And bye for now.